My name's Brianna Kane. I'm 16. I live in Australia. I'm in year 10. I had 37 operations and my favourite colour is pink.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Kellner. I'm 19 years old. I was diagnosed with primary sclerosing cholangitis about 2 or 3 years ago now. I can't even remember. Knowing my liver's gonna shut down, it's not the best feeling in the world, but it's not an everyday thought kind of thing. So just push it to the back of your mind. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So yeah.
Being sick is kind of horrible, but at the same time it's a fun journey. I don't mind actually, I don't really care that much, so yeah. So it hasn't really bothered me actually. I've been there, done that, so yeah. My favourite sport is martial arts. I nearly train every day. Well, yeah, every day. I train Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I do like a lot of hours training.
Do you think your life has been harder than other 16-year-olds?
Not really. Not really. Not really at all, actually.
Do you think you're lucky in life?
Of course I am, of course. This little thing doesn't mean that I'm unlucky or anything. It's just like a little hiccup and you just get on with your life.
How did your family take the news?
They took it worse than me, if I'm being honest. Because I'm not, it doesn't worry me because like, I'm just like, okay, I just put it in the back of my head, forget about it, doesn't worry me. But my parents, it's like, they're always thinking about it, it's always like on their mind, they're always like, oh, you okay, you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, all good, just don't worry about me kind of thing.
My name's Eve and I'm the mother of Brianna. I feel like it's just become part of life. It's a new normal to have a life that's unpredictable, to not know what's around the next corner, and just to really embrace each day and take it as the gift that it is. So how do I feel about it? It's normal. Brianna was born what appeared to be healthy, and it wasn't until a few weeks after her birth that things started to be noticeably different. She was vomiting all the time, she wasn't interested in food, multiple visits to doctors, and eventually she ended up having seizures on the verge of going into a coma, and she was diagnosed with a rare condition, a neonatal disorder, ornithine transcarbamylase deficiency, which is an inborn error of metabolism. She survived off special diet medications for 18 months and then she needed a liver transplant. There was a lot of complications with that followed, and she was this very sick girl for 7 years before she was relisted and received another liver transplant when she was 10. In your liver you have a urea cycle where your proteins are metabolised. One of the enzymes in that cycle wasn't functioning 100%, so it was causing a build-up of nitrogen, which was mixing with hydrogen and making ammonia, which is a neurotoxin. So every time she ate protein, it was poisoning her. And obviously you need protein for growth.
So when I first found out, my doctor pushed my appointment back. So we were thinking like, oh, there's nothing wrong kind of thing. Turns out he pushed it back so we'd have more time to ask him questions and things like that. But when we got in there and he told us, like, my family just didn't even know what to ask. They were just in shock, pretty much. And then we got home and they're like, oh, I should have asked him this, I should have asked him that. My dad wasn't too happy about it. That was one of the first appointments he came to. He doesn't really come to very many. But it meant a lot that he came to that one, and then he came up to me after and he kind of like broke down and we both broke down together. And yeah, it was a little heart-to-heart moment, but never forgot it pretty much.
Because if it wasn't for them I wouldn't be living a life. Yeah.
What scares you most about hearing stories of when you were sick?
Theatre, to be honest. Because you're in a room, like on a bed, and they put stuff in you, and yeah.
Well, I know because, I mean, as your second cousin, I didn't take the news that well. I kind of went into like a ball and like cried on the floor for a while there. But yeah, like
It's okay.
it was, yeah, I hated every second because I knew that I couldn't do anything. Because like I found out that, you know, she might not need a liver straight away, and I said, no, I'm giving you mine. It doesn't matter. You're having mine right now.
Brianna was in intensive care for 3 months on a ventilator before she was eventually discharged into ward. And it was one of those early nights when she was in the ward that she was having problems with her breathing, and her oxygen dropped below 70%, and she was really struggling. Fluid was pouring into her lungs, and the nurse had the oxygen on her sitting up and getting intensive care review, and I just stayed in bed. I just couldn't deal with any more.
What would you, Sarah, say to the person that will one day give her a new liver if you could talk to them?
I'd probably refine this in my head a million times over. I would firstly, I mean, obviously they'd either be deceased or on the verge, but I would definitely go up to them and say, you know, she's my best friend, she's my life, and oh my god, I'm not gonna cry, am I?
Don't cry.
Yeah, I would very much just love to thank them, and yeah, I just life without this one.
Don't make me cry now.
Life without this one would just be a little tough, because I mean, you're my wife, dude. I mean, like she's practically just.
She's my sister, pretty much. My sister.
And yeah, I wouldn't know what to say, but definitely just thank you from the bottom of my heart. And yeah.
Brianna surprises me every day in her actions. She just embraces life, never questions why me, and is still so thoughtful and kind to everybody else.
If you're kind to someone, they'll be kind to you. If you're mean to someone, they'll be mean to your back. So if you just be kind, that's all that matters.
Do you have any advice for anybody that's going through the same thing as you?
Try not to stress about going to theatre because the more stressed you are, the less confidence you're gonna have. If you just chill out and relax, everything's gonna be okay. And the theatre, the surgeon people are like really professional. They know what they're doing. Yeah, so you don't need to stress at all.
Would you think this has brought you guys closer together?
I guess. I don't know.
I guess as family, everyone's as close as they come, but it puts me in a position to know more about her and her life than I guess any other parent would. There's times where I've had to clean open wounds on her body and help tissue granulate, put food into her stomach through tubes because she couldn't eat through her mouth. A tube would come out of her nose and I'd have to hold her down while she's screaming, forcing a tube down her nose. Holding her down for blood test. She was a baby and she had no veins left to prick. So it's tough. You've got to do it because you're the one that's there for them.